Hello my beautiful hammerhead and welcome back to another Black Library review. So today we're gonna look into Gloomspite by Andy Clark. And well, it is no big spoiler, it is a Gloomspite novel, but they are not the main characters. What do I mean by that? They are basically like in many of the Age of Sigmar publications, they are the villains here. And there are some times where it might be, okay, I want to know more about that certain character and so on, especially as Skagrod is, well, he's on the cover, so he's obviously the main villain here. But we follow a rather, let's just say, a D&D group, a Soulbound group, or whatever pen and paper fantasy game you're playing group. And the characters are lovely. I love every single one of them. And they are distinct. They are really just the group that you would have. And yes, I make this comparison in a really specific kind of way because it really feels like it. And that is something that I really, really like because Mr. Andy Clark, I'm going to steal some of your ideas for my campaigns. But yeah, let's begin at the beginning. Well, the story starts with a mercenary group. So we have a wayward elf, so one of the wanderers. We have a Caradron. We have a necromancer. No, not necromancer. A collegiate arcane sorcerer who can do the death magic stuff and so on. We have, of course, some warriors. We have a Caradron. Did I mention him already? I don't know. I don't care. We have an Ironworld engineer and so on. And of course, a priest. And every single one of them, again, is just lovely. And we get to know them all over the book. From beginning to end, we get to know them more and more. But no one is safe. People are dying here. And in our mercenary group as well. The first page, is it the first page? Maybe the first 2 pages, is the death of the leader. And that is horrifying. The whole story is not the, oh, Gloomspites are funny, squigs are funny. No, the cover of the book is kinda like, oh, they are depicted in a really creepy kind of way. And this is the book. There are hints here and there everywhere to that the Gloomspites are going to attack, because if you know the Dawnbringer campaign, it's like in the first book when the Rebel Rouser and his Gloomspites are tunneling under Hammerhall and are stealing vials and so on because they need it for their potions and stuff. So you have these kinds of hints, and of course other hints as well, with mushrooms, with insects and everything else. So everything Gloomspitey, let's just say it this way. And it is in a horror kind of way, which is fantastic. I loved this so much. Over the last years, I heard so many good things about this book. And finally I had the time to come to it, because it is 3 or 4 years now that the book was released. And I definitely regret that I haven't read it earlier. So, but yeah, the death of the leader, which is the brother of one of the members, and he found a crown, put it on, and it was a Gloomspite crown that dug into his skull, and he wasn't able to, well, pull it off. For a couple of days they were like, oh, it's funny, but now we have to find a solution for you. The solution was death. Oh, that sounds so horrible. And it is horrible. Because over time he went crazy, he went mad, and everyone around him was really worried. But yeah, in the end he had to die. But in his death throes, he talked about a prophecy, eyes in the sky, the bad moon and stuff. So he's not really saying bad moon. I'm just extrapolating here. And he mentions a city. I already forgot the name of the city. I'm sorry. Somehow I remember that is about 350 kilometers north of Hammerhal Aksha. So, yeah, by the way, we are in Akshi. And yeah, the group is like, we have to give them the warning. I mean, there is obviously a prophecy here. There is a warning in here. We have to go to the city and save them. And some of the group are like, oh, why? We already have a contract. We have these goods. We have to bring them, escort them to point B. Doesn't really matter where to. And some of them are like, okay, you know what? We're gonna do that. But first, let us go to the city. Let them give us, let us give them the warning. So, English sentence. And then we can go and fulfill our contract. Especially the Caradron was like, but the contract says we have to do this. We're already overdue, and so on. I really love them. And yeah, they arrive in the city, and we have already a couple of chapters where we get to see the city from the perspective of the city guard, where she talks to a bum, basically one of the homeless people who's also drunk. He's a very good source of information. He's a doomsayer, a doom speaker, but criminals are not really interested in him. So they talk and he overhears them and they use him for information, which is a really nice detail also for world building and so on. And he's like, I've seen the eyes in the sky, it's looking down on us, everyone is getting nightmares and so on. So the city is already being contaminated by the Gloomspite. And again, it's not, oh, funny little green man in robes. No, it's not. It's horrible, spiteful little goblins. I wanted to find another word, but goblins it is. And it's really, really disgusting on some points, in a good kind of way. As good as disgusting can be. And again, we have hints here and there, tunnels dug up in the ground, and the description on what these tunnels have inside. That is also not really comforting. It is, well, for me, it was like, okay, they're digging a tunnel, so they come out, steal stuff, and then they go back. Very clean and so on. No, it's not. It is a goblin-infested, mushroom-ridden, and insect-filled stench hole. I don't have another word for it because it's still a family channel. But again, there are so many things. Also, the regent of the city, he was a military officer who got the right to, well, reign over the city because Stormbringer Crusades and so on. I guess it was Stormbringer Crusades. I can't remember. Doesn't really matter. He was a marshal and now he governs over the city. And he's like, oh, Sigma will help us. I will pray to him and so on. And right at the beginning, it's not really that big of a surprise and not really that big of a spoiler. There is a feast and they're like, oh, we beat the illness and so on. Let us drink. He drinks something, burps out a pink purple cloud of spores. Everyone is getting mad, obviously, and hell breaks loose. And it's happening so fast that you don't even have time to comprehend it. And it's like, what the hell is happening here? Why is this happening? And people are getting infected here and there. This is not only the what was the comic book series that got made into a series. Dead Walking, no, doesn't really matter. The one with the police officer, I don't remember. The one with Daryl, the sexy man, who also is the actor in Death Stranding, the video game. Why am I not remembering the name? Doesn't matter. But yeah, that's basically it. One infected, it spreads fast. And again, no one is safe. People are dying here and there. And in our main characters as well. Doesn't matter if it's city guards, doesn't matter if it's mercenaries. You get to love these characters because, again, Mr. Andy Clark did a really, really good job in writing these characters, fleshing them out, making them lovable, and then ripping our hearts out of our chests. And I love that because there are stakes here. It's so many things that are interwoven in each other, be it the nightmares everyone shares, be it the things they see in the corner of their eyes in the shadows, be it the insects, be it a spider bite. Again, so many beautiful things. I can't recommend this enough. And over time, especially the Caradron and the Ironworld engineer are very near and dear to me. So those two were, for me personally, the best characters. And the relationship between the Ironworld engineer and the priest is also really, really lovable. They have kind of like a mother-daughter relationship because our engineer, she's more like of... she's definitely on the spectrum. And I love her so much for that. There is one point where she tries to explain her plans. It is rarely near the end. So in the last 5th or 6th of the book. She explains her plan. Oh yeah, we're gonna do this and that. And one of the city guards is always interrupting her. And it was at a point where I was also like, dude, let her speak. Let's listen to the plan first before you interrupt her again. And she's also like, stop interrupting me. Listen to my plan. You have no information whatsoever on what the end goal of my plan is. So let me explain and I will answer every single one of your questions in the meantime. Just don't interrupt me. I love this so much. Again, there are so many beautiful things. The bad moon, by the way, is terrifying. It's not just a rock in the sky that floats around and, oh yeah, the sun of Haish is reflecting from it to the ground and the Gloomspites are getting stronger. No, every single piece of exposed skin will sprout fungi. That is not a good thing. And people were like, what the hell is happening to me? Quickly covering themselves up with whatever they can find, being it curtains or anything, just so that the bad moon will not shine its bad light upon them. Again, there are so many horrible things here. Troggoths are really well written. The Spider Riders, I really want new Spider Riders right now. The big Arachnaroks, also new of those. Please, Games Workshop, we need more and new Gloomspite models. It's fantastic. There isn't sadly that much that I can talk about anymore because I don't want to spoil a lot, because I have the feeling that whatever I talk about is a spoiler, and there are basically no real spoilers in a Warhammer universe, because Luton09 said it the best. It's a big puzzle and we know things here and there, and every novel, every short story is just filling the gaps. And this one is also like that. Scragrod, terrifying character. So Scragrod, by the way, is the Loon King. So it's that dude. Terrifying. Really, really terrifying. I don't know. Again, when we see other stories, oh, the Gloomspites are so funny, the orcs are so funny. No, they're not. And I really, really love that the Gloomspites, especially because with the Cruel Boys we already had in the Dominion novel, okay, they're not funny. Iron Jaws can be funny, but still, they're not funny. Basically, when you are in universe. And now we have a Gloomspite Kids novel. Not now, it's a little bit older as of yet. It's really horrible. The Bad Moon itself is going more into the direction of, is it cosmic horror? I think it's cosmic horror. Maybe it's not, because cosmic horror is a little bit different. Cosmic horror is something more like akin to the Tyranids in 40k. But yeah, doesn't really matter. I'm sorry. Small tangent there. But yeah, I don't know. This is a definite 10 out of 10 deadly fungi infections that you can have with Gloomspites nearby. It's horrible, and I love it so much for it. So this is a definite read. Please go out and read it. Again, I regret that I haven't read it yet, because it is so good. Again, I heard so many good things about this novel, and I wanted to listen to the people because I trust their opinions. Cinderfall Gaming is one of the other channels that also talk about Black Library publications, and some of my friends also recommended it to me, but I never got around because other stories were more important. But this one is peak. I really, really do recommend it. And by the way, it probably also ties in with the Dawnbringer campaign. Oh, I haven't thought about that one. But yeah, again, really, really good. Please read it, listen to it. There is an audiobook version on it, on Audible for it. So yeah, again, 10 out of 10. Fun, guys. So yeah, please, I don't know. I will end it right here, right now, because the Bad Moon just made me mad. What are your thoughts on all of this? Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section. I am keen to know what you have to say. And while you're here, please remember to do all the YouTube stuff, because hitting buttons is not only fun. Why? Because that way we can build a bigger community and talk more wargaming and lore almost every day. And by that, I of course mean like and subscribe. And if you want, you can support me with the links in the description box. Otherwise, have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, bye, bye.